This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, and thank you for joining us here at Snowflake High School, where the Lobos coming in as the number 2 seed in a second-round matchup with the 15th-seeded Eastmark Firebirds. Eastmark having to play its way into this situation, though it's not a play-in. As I'm Derek Palmer alongside Mike Brogan and Kay Solomon, as this is potentially the first of 3, or is it 4? First of 3 or 4.
4 more games.
Well, 4 more games, but
all the way.
three more rematches potentially
Yep.
for the Lobos, as we will just stick around and take a good listen to the national anthem here.
You can't hear. Is that on? Go figure it out.
All right, Lobos getting ready for Eastmark. They played each other not too long ago, but that was the second of 2 straight weeks where Snowflake had to go down to the Metro Phoenix area. Coach Solomon, how big of an impact do you think that had on the way that game was played?
Like I say, those road trips get long, especially when you get 2 or 3 in a row in the season like that. But the Lobos, and we saw that they were a little sluggish through almost 3 quarters of play down there at Eastmark before they finally won that game 26-6, going away, playing really well during the 4th quarter. But second time around, playing a good football team, there's always some concern. There's a threat there, and definitely Eastmark has had a good look at the Lobos and probably made some adjustments to their approach. I would expect them to throw some wrinkles in that the Lobos haven't seen a lot of throughout their year so far.
What kind of adjustments are you anticipating?
One of my thoughts as I rewatched that Lobo game down at Eastmark was Kyle Lunt, number 10, is one of the best receivers that I've watched in the 4A level over the past 4
Lunt?
3 years. Is it Tyson?
Kyson Lunt.
Tyson Lunt. Very, very good receiver, very hard to cover. Knows how to find windows in zones, hard to cover one-on-one as a man against man situation. So he's one that I would expect them to try to get the ball in his hands, and he's a playmaker when he does get the ball. He can break tackles and run. So
also made a concerted effort to get the ball to Maximo Cano. He's the leading receiver on the season, 78 yards a game. Dane Silver was demonstrated all sorts of athleticism. He was out here throwing dimes at about 50, 55 yards, and they're warming up. But it felt like that game was really influenced by the trenches. As let's take a look here at the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. You're talking about having to go first to Tempe for Marcos, then come back, go to the east side at Eastmark. it seems as if that would wear most heavily on the offensive and defensive linemen. Is that the case? Why or why not?
I don't know. I think the whole team, it wears on their psyche. But yeah, those big dudes, especially the bus is less comfortable for them. They don't all get their own seat, and they don't have room to spread out. So yeah, those can be challenging trips. And I probably played in a little bit to the Lobo sluggish performance down there. But Eastmark's a very good football team. You mentioned a lot of names there, rattle off a lot of names. They're very good athletes on the field, and so the Lobos have to be on their game tonight.
For our Eastmark friends who are joining us, and you're wondering why Brogan hasn't spoken, he was grounded for the pregame because of his performance down on your facility. So now that it's expired, we're going to bring him in. Suspension over. What are you looking for today?
When we went down to Eastmark, it was kind of game of two halves. I think we went at halftime. Eastmark was up 6-0, and I think Snowflake won the second half 29-0. And so, interesting to see what kind of momentum carries over from that back half. Snowflake was able to get some turnovers in that second half and kind of extend that lead and push that out. I think it's paramount for Snowflake to come out, try to score early, try to reinforce that second half. Eastmark is going to want to come in here and say, hey, that thing just got away from us. Let's execute early, make this a football game, and see where it turns out in the end.
Teams are at midfield right now, ready for the toss. Snowflake wearing white hats, blue tops, white pants. Firebirds wearing dark hats, white tops, white pants. Got dark numbers also for Eastmark. Love it. You can see that from the moon.
Makes it easy to see. Both sides tonight should be able to see the numbers. I agree with Coach Brogan. I think those two keys for the Lobos, a fast start and just consistency all the way through the first half and the first 3-4 quarters of the game. For Eastmark, keep it close. Do what they can to keep it close and have an opportunity. Third, fourth quarter to win the game. So
Eastmark wins the toss and wants the ball. Now, one factor I think that we ought to consider as we covered the first round of a Snowflake River Valley last week. River Valley coming from the much more mild climate there in the western part of the state. Game was played very cleanly through 3 quarters. As soon as it got cold, dewy, got really hard to hang on to the football. How important is that first 3 quarters then for the Lobos, especially to try to set up potential opportunities to start taking away against a team that might not be used to these conditions?
Yeah, I think it's especially your hands, right? Like your hands are the first thing to get cold, and it's just different catching a football, throwing a football when you're cold, hands are cold. So I think if, Snowflake is going to want to make sure they got a lead going into the fourth quarter and really put the pressure onto Eastmark, that may tend to lead them. We put a little more pressure. Maybe you're going to get some turnovers out of there as they try to really, they're going to try to give a little bit more at the end of that football game if they're behind. Make them throw the football a little bit, do some things that take a little more hands.
Eastmark is getting ready to send Brent Glover, and I believe that is Kyson Lunt on the far hash. It is. Lobos getting ready to tee it up as Snowflake watched as its season ended a year ago in the 4A semifinals against Arizona College Prep, which interestingly finished this year in the top 10 in 5A.
I don't think I've seen a 4-man front in a kickoff in a long time, a defensive kickoff. A lot of space on that left-hand side.
Yeah, that's an interesting approach. Hardly anybody does that anymore.
This one taken by a nut man near the 20, starts running to the far side where he runs through one tackle before he's met by others at the 25. By the way, that was a Northern Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do it at your hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor's degree programs in education and business. So, going to win the toss, elect to receive, start at the 25, and out comes Silver. He's huge. Listed at 6'5", 220, looks every bit of it. And as we just mentioned, he's got an excellent arm. Going to start with split backs on either side. Coulter Willis has still been nursing an ankle injury, is now coming out of the backfield as Cano. Instead, they're going to try and run with Whitmer, Justice Whitmer, and he has a very good run over the 30 down to the 33 and a pickup of 8.
You see late on that play there, number 58 from the Eastmark offensive line. He's locked up with Hayden Nichols, and you know that they're going to count for him every single play. Try to make sure they have a body on him and keep him from getting up and making tackles.
So Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get in the game. This is a team that likes to throw the ball. Talked about how Silver is throwing for 200 yards a game. Is here on 2nd and short. He fakes the handoff, drops back, looking left, runs out of time. Now he's going to dump it off at the right side, but it passes a little bit high, and a quick stop there by King to make sure that he wasn't going to get the first down anyway, disrupted the catch anyway.
A really good defensive secondary work there for Snowflake. They didn't get a big pass rush, but the back half of that defense was really, really well executed.
Saw the replay. That pass wasn't high. King just hit him hard.
Yeah, King timed that up perfectly and hit him hard right in the back as the ball reached his hands.
So 3rd down and 2. Trying to avoid a 3 and out here in the first minute of the first quarter. No score. Silver again with split backs and receiver going out wide to the right. This time we'll go with Whitmer, who is met as he tries to get up the middle for a 1-yard gain, but is 1 yard short.
Lobo defensive front stiffened after giving up those 8 yards on first down. Definitely looking a little bit more like what we're used to seeing across that front.
Connor Reed there, but Isaac Woodside got him first. So 4th and short, favorable spot, makes this inside a yard. Silver, with all sorts of people looking like they are crowding the neutral zone, takes the snap, turns and gives, trying to run this outside, and as he tries to spin forward, a great stop from Nichols, I believe, is going to prevent him from getting the first down. Wow. Again, a very, very favorable spot.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, wow.
I felt like he actually lost yardage on that play. And
you see the replay. At no point was he approaching the 35.
Yeah, that's little challenge early. It'd be nice if we had that red challenge flag to toss out there right now, but the Lobos are going to have to reset and overcome that.
What makes this most frustrating isn't just that they are not going to get the football at the 35, but that what looked to be, especially after the replay, a relatively bad call deprived 2 Lobos of an excellent tackle. So now 1st and 10, 2 players come in motion here onto the left side, McQueen and Cano. Is Silver, who's given extra life here from a questionable spot, now looking deep. Going to unload this one where he's trying to get this to Lunt. Going to move into this at the 15 where it's caught at the 10. And how big is that bad call now? But hold the phone. There's a flag back. It looks like it's going to be holding. Or it could be passing or roughing the passer.
That's going to be a hold. You saw
the tackled
defensive end. Wyatt Johnson was basically tackled coming off that left defensive side over there.
Well, they're going right after where Coulter Willis would have been.
Yeah, picking on Riggs Tingy, who's back there in the secondary, and unfortunately, like I said, Lunt's a threat that they're going to really have to watch closely and account for.
Yeah, really good adjustment to that football. It was awful. I think he had an inside look, and they threw him outside, and he was able to rotate and still get out to it.
Let's get a great view there of Silver's arm. Moving back to the original line of scrimmage. 1st and 20, 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go. First quarter, and Eastmark's drive extended after Virani was there picking up the first down. McQueen again coming in motion, looking like an H-back, though, as there's a shotgun snap, handoff to Virani. Tries to bounce this outside correction. That's Whitmer. Handoff to number 21. Gains 5, 2nd and long.
Another solid stop there by the Lobo defensive front after that very first run play. They've kind of already made their adjustments and realized what they need to do and not giving up much on the run game now.
King eventually there with the stop. 2nd and 15. Trying to keep an eye on Lunt, who is able to get open and deep. Right now matched up single coverage with Rabin in front of him.
I'm surprised we haven't got down into account from the back judge on any of these possessions.
Shotgun snap for Silver as they're throwing this one underneath to Whitmer. Caught over the 35 down to the 37. Gain of 7, sets up 3rd down and 8.
Good little play design there where all the receivers are running all the coverage off and getting the linebackers to drop a little deeper too, and then releasing the back out of the backfield to come around and catch that.
This is an Eastmark team that throws the ball to a lot of players. And it had to make a decision about who's going to make the score sheet. Without Whitmer, he's already got one catch. Now 3rd down and 8. Fake the handoff, and Silver drops down. That side of it, he's down there.
Wanting to play by the NFL rules here. No contact.
Well, I mentioned as potentially one of our keys to the game, dew and slipperiness. That'll go down as a sack. I didn't see who was closest to him, but
somebody gets a freebie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect this field to be that very slippery, but sometimes they're used to playing on grass. They're at their home field, and I felt like sometimes those cleats that have played quite a bit on grass too are a little more slippery on the turf surface, at least at the beginning.
Is this Jacob Proano? Who has a good snap, brings it down, a little bit of pressure, kicks it away, angling toward Jones, who's out there without Willis as he gets the catch. Now starts serpentining his way through all sorts of traffic, runs to the 40 and falls backward to the 41. Picks up about 8 yards. Rivard there on the stop for the Firebirds. And it'll be an eventual turnover on downs of sorts. They had to punt it away. Snowflake looked like it was going to get torched by that exceptionally questionable spot. But no harm, no foul, and one of us is going to get over it.
Took an extra 3 downs to get off the field, but the defense got the job done. Good field position to start for the Lobos' first drive.
6:57 to go, first quarter, no score. Rabin in motion now, heads to the left side. Behind LaDuke is Green. He gets the call, runs in that direction, trying to bounce out over the 40, eventually turns his shoulders forward and picks up a yard.
The staff tackle and a really good pursuit there by the Eastmark defense. The first half last game, they did a really good job stopping the run. And so it's be interesting to see how the rest of this plays out.
Green had a huge fourth quarter.
Yes.
Including the 65-yard run, or I think
where he victimized half of the defense. As now they're going to come with the option coming to the near side. LaDuke fakes the toss. A flag comes out in the vicinity of holding. So this might have become a little bit more difficult here for the Lobos.
Yeah, really, wide look for an option there. LaDuke trying to make his way outside and blocker out on the edge, trying to gain an advantage. But it looks like, probably looking at a holding call here against the Lobos.
There's the signal. What do you think about Snowflake attacking the edge here?
I think they, with every opportunity they need to, or every game, they kind of have to find what's going to work for them. Usually you're trying straight ahead a little bit more right at the beginning of the game, but I'm sure they spotted something or felt like they had something coming back from that last game they wanted to try and exploit early on here.
Going with the pistol formation, wide left. I believe that's Edge Bryant with Rabin also in the neighborhood. Nick Reedhead is off the line, is now running a little bit more north-south. Green gets to the 35, pushes his way forward to the 36.
Well, again, another just off-tackle run there, and pretty good. The linebackers are filling pretty well, and before Green can get ahead of steam, they have made contact and done a pretty good job kind of limiting what we got so far early.
Couple of different Firebirds there. Now 3rd and 15. No empty backfield there for LaDuke, who's moving first to his right, back to his left, back to his right. Now he's going to unload, and it's intercepted. Picked off there by Carson Chandler. And a questionable decision there from Jacob LaDuke.
Yeah, poor decision there. Unfortunately, I think he was just trying to unload that and get it close to a receiver. Might have been tipped possibly, but either way, had somebody close enough in the vicinity to get down and scoop that and make the interception.
That was Reedhead closest to him. He was at least 5 yards behind where that ball wound up fluttering. He threw that without a foot on the ground.
I think all sports, right? You never want kids passing the ball with their feet off the ground.
No.
I know we talk about that regularly.
It applies to basketball, football, You're right.
5:16 to go. Game's first turnover is going to give excellent field position to Eastmark as they turn and give Verani. But he stopped in the backfield. Nichols.
Well, and after that first play, Hayden kind of had a rough go.
Yeah.
But he's been at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield, I think, the last 3 runs. So.
I'm sure he probably talked to a couple of defensive linemen and said, hey, number 58, apparently he's assigned to come and get me, so help me out there. And definitely getting the job done up front. Isaac Woodside, and Wyatt Johnson, Jack Butler's over on that left end this series here.
That was actually Whitmer with that carry. 1 yard loss as again go in motion to the right side. McQueen stops on the right side of the line from the shotgun. Fake the handoff, dump this one off to McQueen. 3 Lobos waiting for him as he gets 3 yards over to the 44.
And again, that looks like that's probably a staple of their offense. Just a little, just an extension of the run game, just a little short, easy completion. But again, Snowflake rallies to the football so well that you're probably not going to get the same results tonight on that play as you'd normally expect.
They went for it on 4th down deep in their own territory at the 35. Now on the Snowflake 44, 3rd down and 8. Empty backfield, Silver. Got 3 receivers off the left of the line, a 4th moving in this direction as Silver drops back into Eastmark territory, looking right the whole way with time, tries to throw the comebacker where his intended man was Lunt, but it was short hopping him and incomplete.
It's going to be a matchup to keep a close eye on over on that side with Mason Raven singled up against Lunt and 2 very good cornerback against a very good receiver. And Mason had him very well covered that play.
Looks like Willis is back in. Well, I say back in, but Willis is in playing safety here.
Wow, and I was talking to somebody at the volleyball tournament last week, said that his ankle still looked like Grimace. But he's hustling off. Now they're going to go with, again, Jones and Smith, as this one's angling towards Smith. Oh, and he wisely allows that to bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Good decision.
Yep, I think a good rule of thumb for any high school level is a 10-yard line and in. Don't catch that. Let it. Usually you're going to get a roll on that.
Especially on these turf fields, right? Because you tend to get some bigger hops.
Yes.
So Coulter Willis out there. This is junior year.
He must be available, and or maybe he's just trying to assert himself.
Oh, yeah. I
take
think
himself off IR and get out there on the field.
Well, you see the value of getting the bye. A little bit of hand-wringing that Snowflake fell to the 2 seed as now the officials standing over the ball. It looks like it was contacted. Or no.
Still got
Had
the
the wrong
ball.
ball.
Out there,
Wrong
probably.
ball.
They use different balls to punt and to run offense, and each team has their own balls. And sometimes they lose track, I guess.
3:45 to go in the first. No score. Snowflake forces a 3 and out after the interception. Now turn and give Green. Run into the near side. Bounces off one tackler. Gets to the 25 and then keeps fighting his way down to the 27. He runs for 7.5 yards a carry. A lot of that, though, picked up on those big touchdown runs.
Yeah, it's a good job there. That off tackle, but this time to the short side of the field, and they had a little better advantage numbers-wise to the short side, and Brenner was able to get to the corner.
Giant Parmel there eventually brings him down, but it's 2nd and short. 2nd actually calling it 2 as he was tackled at the 28. Neither side really huddling up, but taking their time once they get to the line of scrimmage. The Lobos right now with LaDuke checking things now. He is going to run with it again, coming in the near side throw. This one over the top where he had Jones open, but he looks like he's really fired up here now that the calendar has turned to state.
Yeah, a lot of adrenaline there. We've seen a couple of balls from him and plays, and just needs to settle in and get maybe stop and set those feet if he's gonna throw that. He had plenty of time, and Jones was wide open to.
Can you attribute that interception to adrenaline? He just felt like he's Superman.
You know, that play was definitely broken. He was scrambling around and just didn't seem to have any other options to check back to on that. So it's kind of
Lobos go Green, and I don't know if he got it. Right now this spot is definitely short.
That's a good spot, though.
Yes.
Good spot, and they're only half a yard short here.
So what he should have done is tried to turn and go backwards, because that apparently incited all sorts of confusion. 1 yard gain, but needing an inch. Lobos have the offense out there, but of course LaDuke is the punter. Couple of hard counts. Doesn't look like anybody's biting. No counting down from the back judge yet. Nobody has moved yet. LaDuke's still out there. A couple of hard counts.
Starting to count here.
Now they're going to snap it and go for it. LaDuke runs to the left side and pulls his way forward for a gain of 2 and a first down.
Both teams rolling the dice early tonight, and paid off for it's paid off for both
teams. That may have just been a reaction to if you're going to get a 1 yard gain on every spot, you might as well go for it.
This is Rabin.
Yes. Yeah, that's not good.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. He's favoring his right leg. Let's see if we can get an idea about. He's out there blocking. Oh, and LaDuke just rolled him right up.
Rolled up from behind on him.
Oh, darn it.
Usually you see that with offensive linemen, but they got out on the edge on that one.
That's usually an ankle, but it seems like he's favoring a knee.
It can be ankle, it can be knee. It's definitely painful no matter what. Sometimes it results in an actual injury, sometimes just some pain.
Long time there in the mesh and eventually giving way to Green. He runs to the right side, gains a couple, but we're going to keep a sharp eye here on the training table, where even if Rabin's able to come back, he's got that one-on-one defensive assignment against Kyson Lunt.
Well, they do look like Willis is in. I think, too, if he's hurt on the defensive end, though, they'll just, Smith and Jones will drop to the corner spots, and they may make a change at safety, but they have lots of depth at that corner spot.
65 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's a shotgun snap, give way, Green, and again forced to really think about that one as he tries to go up the middle, runs over the 35. No, he's still on his feet as he goes over the 40, and it's very close to a first down.
Well, the officials did a good job. I was surprised they didn't blow it dead, and I couldn't figure out why because you couldn't see in the pile. But, when you saw Brenner break out of there, you understood why they didn't ever blow it dead. They never stopped him.
Yeah, I think he had forward progress going the whole time, and it was good to see. Well, looks like Willis's ankle.
Willis is coming off.
Not holding up for him either. We're going to get deep into the subs tonight. It's a good thing they've kind of rotated some players all year long. And
think any chance we see LaDuke playing safety?
I would love to see it.
Ooh, that was a juggled exchange, and again Green having a hard time going down. He takes a big pop as there with the stop was Landon Vigil. Well, Wunderlich was there first, but I think Vigil was the one that gave him the hit that he's going to remember as he winds up losing a yard. There's attrition happening here in the second round. Snowflake's first game in the 4A playoffs. No score after one. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share? You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Fake the run with LaDuke. Now he's going to be forced to move out of the pocket. There's lots of room to run to his left as he gets to midfield. He's still on his feet at the 40 and then tripped up as he gets to the 35, and a flag comes out late. That might put another 15 on it.
Yeah, I think it probably will. And then I just can't. I say it often every time we see that LaDuke get out on that edge and just open it up and run. You saw number 31 had a really good angle coming over to pick him up, and just realized within a few steps of him that he wasn't going to quite make it.
Yeah, and you got to question that call a little bit. It sure looked like that defender was contacted by a Snowflake blocker. I had originally thought it was going to be a block in the back when they threw the flag, but I think that block definitely initiated the contact.
That was Isaac Milage, and to give the official the benefit of the doubt, it did seem like after LaDuke had given himself up, he still tried to perform a tackle. As here comes Green going to the right side, cut it up the middle. Again, met there by Vigil.
Definitely a tougher matchup in the trenches this time around. Both sides of the ball. The Lobo offensive line still looking for a little bit better production here, and try to open up some holes for Brenner to run.
Got a score for you. First quarter over at Round Valley, 14-0 over Chrisman. We'll keep an eye on all the stuff.
They're into the quarterfinals in the 3A, right?
Yes.
Again, looks like he wants to throw as he throws this toward Jones. The quick closeout there and the nice defense from Cano. But, again, a pass a little bit high and hot there from LaDuke.
Yeah, it looks like they're just out of sync just a little bit. They're trying to catch the corner coming up and run support and beat the safety to that spot, and they got to kind of hit that little area between the corner and the safety, and I don't know if they're just not communicating it real well or they're just not reading the same thing together, but they're going to hit one of those, I think, at some point.
Yeah, it's been open every time on the receiving end, but LaDuke's throwing on the run too, like you mentioned, and that's.
Got Raven back out there, one of three receivers on the left of the line. Looks like they want to start the option. LaDuke calls his own number. He's at the 10, runs through a tackle at the 5. He's got a comfort fit dentures touchdown from 17 out.
Usually play action sets up the run. LaDuke used the pass to set up the run there. He's kind of a little draw look. He's kind of danced back there like he was going to throw the ball and then took off running. And
I don't know how many quarterbacks at any level would have taken that hit and not really broken his stride. I didn't see who did it, but somebody had a good lineup there. He just ran right through him.
Yeah, so he's a big, strong kid.
How about Rapin, though? Back out there after looked like he suffered a potentially devastating injury.
Glad to see that. Like I said, getting rolled up on like that, it's painful, but sometimes it just hurts for a minute, and then you're good to go.
7-0 Snowflake in the lead in the second quarter. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Tonight's game is paid for in part by State Farm Insurance. Good luck, Lobos, from Joe Bjorn's State Farm Insurance in Snowflake.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Well, we'll do the injury report right after this Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College as that goes out of bounds. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. Pursue a bachelor's degree in education and business. Moving right into the Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get in the game. Coulter Willis very gingerly trying to walk off that left ankle. And I mean, at this point, I think you got to start hoping that he's available in the coming rounds, right?
Yeah, I would definitely just try to hopefully save him, and hope that there are rounds to save him for. But I've heard several reports this week that he feels better and they goes through some therapy and is feeling better on it. But then once he gets going on it, then it goes back to just not being near 100%.
Eastmark on its own 35, 11:04 to go in the half, trailing 7-0. Silver right now 2 for 4, 10 yards as he drops back, again looks underneath, again has McQueen, caught for short yardage at the 5, but that does set up second down and 5.
Just a short hook route. Good throws on time, on target.
Big, tall quarterback like that, they could probably throw a lot of passes like that.
Yeah, it's easy vision, and you're up over the top of the defensive line.
Rabin is not out there right now, as Jones right now lined up across Lunt. 2nd and 5, empty backfield. Silver again goes underneath. This one's Cano over the 45 for a first down, gain of 6.
It's like Eastmark's just going to try to take advantage of some underneath stuff here. The Lobos playing, giving up about 5 yards in coverage on every play. And like I said, I coming into this game, if I were Eastmark, I would be wanting to throw that ball a little bit more than they did down on their home field.
Well, right now they've only run it 5 times outside of the sack. 10-11 to go in the quarter, approaching midfield, but before the ball was snapped, flags come out. Got an awful lot of conversation. Snowflake does seem like it has been in the neutral zone a time or 3, but this is a false start.
Looks like some glitching there on the offense.
Yeah, typically when it comes out from both sides, it's false start seems to be more than.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, and that'll stretch them out, getting into that long, behind the chains. Maybe they'll be forced to take some chances here.
I believe Christian Smith is now lined up on the far side opposite Cano. As now Lunt comes across the middle. Get this one again, caught underneath, but it looks like he took a knee.
Yeah, he caught it on his knee, so he's going to get the 5 yards, but was down when he caught it.
Yeah, Coach, I like that adjustment. Eastmark and, kind of those short, easy throws, going to take advantage of that Snowflake zone a little bit. But
Oduro there with the catch. Gets a large yards lost, 2nd and 10. Right there at the Eastmark 46. Silver dropping back, has this one, a slant for Cano that was nearly had. Had he hauled that in, he might have been gone.
Yeah, good pass right on the money, right in his hands. He had to get there quickly to beat the coverage and get it in his hands before the safety is able to react. But
Dane Silver is a sophomore. If this was college football, we'd all be wondering which SEC school he was going to be transferring to. He's big, he's got a gun.
Since it's high school football, we'll wonder what high school he plays for next year.
Short drop with an empty backfield. Now wants to run. Pressured. Spins away from it. He's running along his own 40 as he gets to the far side. Puts a shoulder into a couple of Lobos at midfield. Puts a hurt on a couple of them. Gains 4, maybe 5. But again, 6'5", 220 coming at you. Connor Reed was on the receiving end. That might be a Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game.
Yeah, it's good to see a quarter. I mean, he's a big guy, but willing to put his shoulder down and run hard and take on an inside linebacker.
Look at this. They're all in a straight line all the way back through. I'll be interested to see what they come out of this.
A little swinging gate look.
They got enough men on the line going to the left. Silver.
All those guys are off the line.
Sets this one up. It's a fumble, and Silver has to fall on it.
Well, that's a common formation. You'll see it a lot for extra points and PATs when they're trying to catch the Lobo defense off guard and pick up a cheap first down. But good job, good coverage there by the Lobos on that option play coming out this way.
Yeah, they looked really well prepared for that as well, and they handled that option part of that really well.
I'm guessing that's probably on film. At this point in the season, you've got pretty much every game film on every team that you're going to possibly play.
And this one off to Green as he is again having a hard time being brought down. Winds up bullying his way for 9.
Very solid 9-yard gain.
Brenner waking up now and getting going, and the offensive line doing a good job there getting behind him after he cleared level 2 and helping him get an extra 2 or 3 yards on that.
Jackson Hawkins there eventually with the stop.
2nd down and 1.
Mason Rabin is off the line on the left. Reedhead in the slot as this time again faking the run, dropping this one up over the top where he's trying to find Smith. LaDuke's pass is incomplete.
Yeah, again, he's just a little long, and I wonder if they missed somebody pushing that seam route up a little bit too and holding that safety in. But
before this 3rd down and 1 play, Arcadia is in the second quarter, only leading St. Mary's 7-0. As the Lobos are at the line, Green in the pistol, turn and give, running to the left. He's got a hole, gets to the 35, picks up a first down, +5.
Brenner Green around the left side gets a Lobos first
Good job. You just like seeing Brenner get north and south as soon as he possibly can. You know, I don't mind him attacking off tackle, but then once he gets to that edge, generally he's going to make 4 or 5 yards if he just gets downfield from there instead of trying to keep stretching it out, looking for more running room.
Wunderlich there with the stop. 1st and 10 though, Snowflake. 7:25 to go, half, 7-0 the Lobos lead. Give this one to Green as he's immediately, that looked like an illegal block, but they're going to let him play through it, and he winds up getting a yard.
Yeah, that was just almost the opposite, Coach, of what you last time he got kind of strung out and never got moving north and south and, you know, kind of inside-out moves, and it takes all the momentum away. But sure looks like they're keying on Green, and potentially there's going to be some holes here for LaDuke on those kind of those long mesh points.
Yeah, if they'll ride that mesh and execute that well, then LaDuke will have some open running lanes.
2nd and 9, fake the run right, come back with the left, but there's 3 tacklers waiting. I think there was so much happening there, Eastmark didn't really have a chance to respond.
Yeah, a little bit of a counter look or try to get some flow going one way and then cut back the other. Didn't quite work the way it was drawn up, I don't think.
2 more scores before this 3rd down play. Combs is leading ALA West Foothills 7-0. How about this? Gila Ridge 14, Estrella Foothills 7. And they're both in the 2nd quarter. 6:13 here in the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and long. Going to try to set up a reverse with Smith. He's got blockers in front as he turns it up at the 30. He's got the 1st down. Now he's in the open field. 10, 5, touchdown Christian Smith. 32 yards, Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown.
Well, you've been kind of feeling the commitment to getting Brenner, and they're flowing really hard to Brenner. So anything that runs off of that, you know, Snowflake's going to have an opportunity to make some big plays. You wonder if Coach is regretting that trick play now on the 4th down, huh?
Maybe, possibly. But, you know, we talked about the last play. We tried a little misdirection. If you're going to go misdirection, just go to the full-on reverse there. You've got the speed, you know, Christian and several other guys that can take that around that other end.
Oh,
guys, somebody walking into the neutral zone. I think that was Milage.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll walk this up a step, if consider going for 2 here.
I wouldn't. I feel like you need to get your kicker on some solid ground at this point in the season, too. Every live opportunity he gets is valuable.
Shout out to our 785 viewers as that kick is up and good. 14-0. Snowflake leading here with 6 minutes to play in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down.
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
14-0. The Lobos in front. This is playing out a lot like the way the second half played at Eastmark. A lot of Snowflake ground game, as this is a Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do it to hometown college, pay the lowest tuition in the state, pursue bachelor's degrees in education and business. Lunt is back, and this one's going away from big booming kick. Just do that every time, young man.
Nice kick there by Norton.
You know, it's like Coach Brogan's equated it with seeing the ball go through the hoop, and for a kicker, he's hit a couple of extra points now, and especially that last one just now, he hit very solid, and the next thing you know, he's realizing, hey, I can still kick that football, and it's going in the end zone here with a little breeze at his back. But
and they're getting at that point where this drive's becoming more critical here for Eastmark. Snowflake gets the ball back, and at a halftime it could be troublesome.
Whitmer Varani going left, right. It'll be Whitmer running from the left to the right. Upended as he somersaults over the 20 to the 22. You mentioned that this has been an awful lot of airing it out, but none of the passes completed have gone for more than 10 yards. 7, 3, 5, 6, 5. 5 for 8 for 26 yards. is Dane Silver, though it's not to say that they have not tried.
Yeah,
They've thrown it downfield a few times.
And they had the long completion to Lunt. Was called back early on. I'd expect them to try that again. They're definitely getting him singled over here.
Now fake the handoff as it'll be Silver tiptoeing his way over the 30 and picking up a first down.
Yeah, good quarterback run there. Just strong, broke that tackle at the line of scrimmage, and ended up with a really good gain there.
Goes for 8, picks up the first down. Oh, I beg your pardon, 11.
Yeah.
5 minutes and 10 seconds to go. It's the Firebird camera crew is trying to fire up the Firebirds. Got split backs here on either side. Silver, 2 receivers going to the left. This time Verani's going, nope, that's again Whitmer, as he is again met by a couple of Lobos. Gains 2.
Good job by the defensive front and allowing Hayden to come up and make a stop there too. I noticed that we've got Connor Reed out as well. He looked a little like he was in pain walking around after that hit that collision with the quarterback last series.
Now Alcantar just got credited for that stop.
Alcantar's
in at that spot.
Sophomore coming up who will step right in and fill the role as needed there. He's a good football player.
King now moving over to the right side. That's where the 2 Firebird receivers are. 2nd down and 8 with the clock approaching 4 minutes to go, and now a flag comes out.
Somebody jumped in the middle of the offensive lines. It's like they had a little flinch in there.
It's the second time in this possession where either Verani or Whitmer have tried to start wheeling out of the backfield.
Yeah, and whatever their motion signal is, they keep having an offensive lineman react to it too. And this has hurt the Firebirds a few times tonight.
Second quarter, Ben Franklin leads Sholo just 7-0.
You know, the team that played Ben Franklin last week kept it close. I'm sure Sholo.
Silver with time going down the far sideline where Smith is able to pick that up at the 20. It was just up for grabs. You started to worry that Christian wasn't going to time it right and it was going to go through his hands and Lunt was going to moonwalk into the end zone, but Christian Smith with the first forced turnover here for Snowflake late in the second.
Well, and like you said, Derek, it looked like Christian had a beat on it, and then when it got there, it was like, oh no, he may not be tall enough, but he played that real well, and he had that all the way.
He's been banging on himself an awful lot the last few weeks. It's really great to see him make a play and see what kind of confidence that gives him now on the offensive side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right off of that reverse for a touchdown and interception on the next possessions. So now they got 3 minutes to see if they can get a score.
Been really relying on the ground game as LaDuke pulls it back, but this time defenders there and ready. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Vigil's there to finish him off.
Well, going with what we saw last time they ran that look where he gave to Brenner and Brenner couldn't get the edge. And LaDuke looked like he had a running lane, but that time they read it well and sat on Jacob, and they need the mesh needs to be really good with that option type look to make the defense have to respect both options.
Credit Bryson Bowman there with the stop. No gain as now LaDuke moves to the right side, throws it on the move, and it's skipping to Jones.
Darn it. Like it skipped off the turf.
Let's see.
Sure looked like
he just didn't catch it.
Oh, yeah, he got his arm under it, but it wasn't able to corral it there.
So after the interception, 3rd and long, 2 minutes and 50 seconds remain in the second quarter. 14-0 Snowflake leads as the Lobos still going without a huddle, but everybody's standing at the line looking at the sideline, and the Lobos will take a timeout. 14-0 they lead. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
When you think glass, Think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Snowflake uses its first time out to set up this 3rd and 10. Every single throw from LaDuke has been on the move. 0 for 5 thus far with an interception. He's got 3 receivers, 2 going out to the right, including Green. This time a little bit more conventional drop back. Pressured, starts to move. He's going to try to tuck this one. Runs it up on the near sideline to the 20. Cuts back inside. He's over the 30. He's got the first down at the 35.
Big body, and you sure expected him to either get outside and look to throw that away or run out of bounds as soon as he could. But
well, again, when he got his shoulders squared and he's just got that burst.
Yeah.
And he just kind of outruns everybody, and then you're not going to tackle him with arm tackles out there.
This time Green back as a running back, runs to the right side, starts serpentining over the 40. He's at the 45, first down, tackle toward midfield. Consecutive 15-yard runs for the Lobos. Get it out to the 49 with 2:29 to go, leading 14-0 in the second.
Really like the tempo on that. You got him a little disappointed on that long 3rd down conversion. Come hit him right away.
Absolutely. Weston Flake subbing back in for Wyatt Johnson.
Raven off the line on the left, handoff Green, bounces to the left. He's at the 50, running along the 50 to the near side, turns it up at the 45, and then pushed out of bounds at the 40. Gains 12 and another first down.
Those are the ones where you do like to see him stretch that edge, and he can see what's coming at him, and just knows he's got the speed to get around it and get a few more yards on that. So great job by the Lobos here. You're right. They hurt him on that 3rd down play, and Jacob was converting that and got him on their heels a little bit. It's a great time just to keep pounding the rock here.
Pound the rock for a couple of reasons. I know he got hurt when he was trying to block. He's still out there doing that, but Mason Raven is not whole. Coulter Willis ain't got no helmet. If they can get a touchdown here and potentially start giving some guys some extra reps, I think that would be a big deal. Is here going to run this well with Raven. Says, I got your ankle right here, Palmer.
Says, boo, Palmer, yeah.
And
who's hurt?
A good run and a good play design and a good play by Mason, but you can see him favoring that leg just a little bit as he ran that too.
Yeah, you kind of like that little inside. It almost works as a counter or an inside trap play, but all the motion going to the right and get that wing coming back underneath. Pretty safe play. It's a throw, so if he drops it, you're safe and complete pass. But
pistol formation, fake the handoff. This time throwing this one up where he's got Jones wide open in the end zone, but it's overthrown and incomplete.
Yeah, Jacob must have had an extra bowl of Wheaties this morning. He's overthrown everything down the field today.
Oh, shout out Wheaties. Go tell your mama.
Some of our listeners might not even know what that is.
I was just about to wonder. The cereal doesn't cause the diabetes. I don't think the kids want it anymore. It's 3rd down and 2. Pistol formation with Green again. It's been the Lobo backfield doing all of it, and this time it'll be LaDuke as he runs to the right side and gets to the 27-yard line. Gain of 4, first down.
Really good job there by the offensive line, kind of right over the guard. They opened up a really nice hole that, even I could have seen and probably got through.
Yeah, even Brenner, too, as a lead blocker. Just, that's basically little student body right, but not outside.
Drive started with Christian Smith's interception. The Lobos started on their 20. They're now at the Eastmark 27. Minute and 28 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Behind the line, Rabin moves left to right, sets up there on the edge. They're running in that direction with Green, and he's got that one turned up at the 25. He's at the 20. He got a first down at the 15, and it's again taking a host of Firebirds to bring him down.
Oh, and he popped out of that pile. Yeah. I think they didn't have him spotted at the right spot. Yeah, they thought he was in the pile, and he popped out.
He was another 3 or 4 yards down the field before he was run out of bounds by a couple of Firebird defenders.
Oh, well, that might explain a little bit of this, as it looks like the Lobos were holding at the 21.
Well, and a lot of times on those outside runs, they require those stretch blocks from those linemen, and they got to move their feet a little bit and try to get outside and get that outside shoulder. And sometimes it's a little hard to get out there, and you tend to grab and you kind of don't let go when that defender's trying to get out and make a play. But
trying to get Jones off the sideline, but he will not make it. Edge Bryant right now, wide right. Left you have Reedhead and Smith. Raven's going to start off the left of the line. Pistol formation. Right now the Lobos have thrown and caught for 0 yards, but leading 14-0 with 1 minute and 13 seconds to go in the second.
Reed had pretty much uncovered there. We'll see if they shift when they finally put the ball ready for play.
Does that indicate that Eastmark just does not believe that this is going to be thrown? Oh, they're going to fake that one, throw it over the top. There's the catch to Reedhead at the 20 and fighting for yardage, nearly with a first down on 1st and 14.
Yes,
really good recognition.
Thought they wouldn't throw it to him anyway.
He had his first catch and touchdown, didn't he, against Eastmark? Or was that his second catch and touchdown? We'll get to the bottom of that. 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. Timeout Snowflake, 14-0. The Lobos lead. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Tonight's game is paid for in part by State Farm Insurance. Good luck, Lobos, from Joe Bjorn's State Farm Insurance in Snowflake.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Mountain.
14-0, Snowflake leading, 840 watching, and we thank you for joining us here for playoff football. The Lobos in the red zone, 2nd and 1 from the 18, 1 timeout remaining. Got another score before this ball is snapped. Marcos 14, Paradise Honors nothing, Micah Mountain nothing, Lake Havasu nothing. Is now trying again with the reverse. Smith is able to turn it at the 20. He's got the first down and run out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be an and goal situation for the Lobos from the 8.
And I think that had some designs maybe for Christian to throw that. They run that little inside pitch, similar to the reverse, similar to the play to Rabin, but looks like Jones was on a go route, but corner did a good job staying, but that also opened that running lane up for Smith. So
good decision by him to go ahead and run it.
Empty backfield, LaDuke tries the right side, nothing doing as he's stopped immediately. I believe that was Peruano.
Really good job.
Alessandro Rodriguez is the name they call.
Yeah, good job there. Eastmark defensive line, there was 3 or 4 of them there, and so they did a really good job.
Lobos got to hurry, 35 seconds to go. Running this one again with LaDuke to the left side. This time gets the edge, goes to the 5, and tackled out of bounds.
Little extracurricular after the fact on that. There must be some talking going on now.
Well, there were a few flags thrown for that in the second half last time these two teams matched up. But Lobos potentially going to play 3 teams in their pursuit of a state championship from their region. So you might expect a little bit of sore feelings from both sides.
Plenty of time here for Snowflake.
Clock stopped after he was run out of bounds, 30 seconds. Green in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to him. LaDuke keeps it. He's in the end zone. Snowflake capitalizes on Christian Smith's interception. A Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown from 4 yards away.
Well, that perfect scenario. They get the ball 3 minutes, they score, leave only 25. Snowflake's also going to get the ball coming out of the half, and so Eastmark's in a really difficult position right now.
I would expect them to probably take a shot or two down the field. Like I said, they have some deep threat receivers and a quarterback with a big arm. So
McCoy Norton in for the extra point, and it's off the upright.
Yep.
20-0, the lead remains. 25 seconds to play in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
5365972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Got a couple of scores. Bradshaw Mountains trailing Coconino 3-0, and it's still showing 7-0. Ben Franklin leading Sholo. Guy Chilelli will have all the scores for you at halftime. This is a Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. Pursue 4-year degrees in education and business. As Norton missed the extra point, this one skipping to the guy he's been kicking away from in Lunt. He comes to the near side, and it's to the hash, and then brought down by Smith.
Good sure tackle there by Christian and good coverage there by the Lobo kickoff team. People being disciplined, staying in lanes. Definitely not a time you want to give up any kind of a big return or big play.
Snowflake has Jones, and is that Liam Brewer?
No, that's Reedhead.
Reedhead.
On this side, at corner.
I'm looking deep. Riggs Tingy.
Yeah, Tingy's
safety is Riggs. He's been playing back there all night.
But they're about 25 yards from the line of scrimmage. As here's Silver going underneath. Caught and brought down for a first down to Cano. It's gain of 12. 6 of 10 for 12 yards and a timeout taken by Eastmark. Now they get this to midfield. They're in Hail Mary range for Silver.
They are, plus they have with 2 more timeouts, and they can work the sidelines a little bit too. There's they
could get 2 plays in right before.
A little short on time, but the short passes are there, yeah.
And they've been there.
Yeah.
It's just when they get to 3rd and short, they've had a hard time converting.
Been their attack all night, but I expect them to see him probably try to pick up another 10 or 15 here, and then maybe a shot or 2 at the end zone.
St. John's is trailing Arizona Lutheran. That's 7-7. They just tied it up. Holy buckets! Round Valley 35, Chrisman nothing. Well, he let the Elks stay healthy.
Yeah.
Usually they get to this time of year and it's been attrition.
Well, you remember that first game we did with them against Seton, and that Cochran kid that just dominated for Round Valley that night, and he ended up sitting a lot of the season after that, but he's back and healthy, I believe, and hopefully stays that way.
Trips left, Silver looking right side, caught there by Glover as he gets into Snowflake territory, gains 9. Timeout taken Eastmark. That's the last.
It's a good job by the home field scorekeeper there to get this thing down to 1 play.
They'll be happy to hear you mention that shout out.
That's why you get home games.
20-0 here. Combs leading ALA West Foothills 14-6. How about Gila Ridge, dude? 21-14.
They've been a fun story to follow. You know, they're coached by a lady named Jessica Slaughter, and I think I don't know if historically she's the first a female head coach in Arizona, but she's definitely the longest tenured and has finally turned that program around.
Yeah.
Did some great things.
I know. I believe her position on campus is security or something along those lines.
I don't remember that. I've spoken with her a time or two, and we were at clinics and things over the past few years, and I was really impressed with her focus, dedication, just somebody that but I'm glad she's been given the opportunity to stay where she is and has the dividends are finally paying off for that program.
So Lobo's got Tingy and 3 receivers back there. Now pressured, going to throw this one underneath and incomplete, but there is time remaining, 2.5 seconds left.
Well, they're lucky that was incomplete because that probably would have run the half out.
Yeah, this gives them another shot. They're also lucky they didn't get a late flag there. The quarterback ended up on the ground. I didn't see it all, but usually anything late on the quarterback anymore brings out a flag.
14-7 Arcadia leading St. Mary's. I'll admit here, I saw the way that these oh no, he just kind of got tripped up by a fallen Lobo. Looking at the replay,
lots of bodies in there.
Yeah, but I thought that Arcadia really did itself a favor winning that final game of the regular season, if only because you're going to face something like St. Mary's in the second round. Snowflake already knew how tough Eastmark was. Interesting that Arcadia is having a hard time separating itself from St. Mary's.
Yeah, it's the second time around, and I do think that top half of the bracket is a little bit less challenging than where the Lobos are on the bottom side. But
you've been quick to say that it's not a cakewalk.
Not for anybody, I mean, Arcadia has still probably got Combs if they, make it to the semifinals, and next week's no cakewalk for them either.
Pressure coming from the near side. Silver still going to be able to unload. This one's going to come up shy of the goal line. And again intercepted. This time it's Jones.
Great job.
All right, Coach. Supposed to knock that down.
Yeah.
If you liked it.
Hey, might as well pad the stats a little bit. You're not going to hurt anything. And
well, that's tailor-made for Gian, too, though. I mean, you put him in a jump ball situation. He's a really good athlete.
He is.
He's going to come up with that ball more times than not.
We've seen him and Christian both make great plays on deep balls tonight down there. And so exciting stuff for the Lobos.
20-0 Snowflake leads and is scheduled to get the ball to start the second half. We will start the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
We have our Name Your Price event going on through the end of the year on used cars. No reasonable offer will be refused. So over here we have a 2024 Z71 Custom Trail Boss. Got 17,000 miles on it, and we have it priced just under $47,000. This 2025 Subaru Ascent Touring trim level priced just under $45,000. And get this, under 7,000 miles. So come on down to Horn Auto Center for the Name Your Price year-end sales event.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
This is the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to Honda Casino. We are pleased to be able to show you the performance from the Snowflake Spirit line as we talk about the first half, which started. Did we run a commercial in the first quarter? I think that it was just a defensive showcase. It had the decision by LaDuke that wound up getting picked off. Eastmark couldn't take advantage. Took a while for the Lobos to get going, and in fact, LaDuke has only completed 1 pass, but using the ground game, Brenner Green, 71 yards, 14 carries. LaDuke, 9 carries, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian Smith, 2 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown. Rabin has an 8-yard carry, only thrown for 13 yards. Do you like this formula?
I definitely do. I've talked all year about what the threats that are all over the field for the Lobos offensively, and I don't know that we've always seen that taken advantage of. We've seen Christian catch a few deep balls. We've obviously seen Brenner and LaDuke run the ball, but I think that this is the time of the year to open up everything, use everything, spread the ball around. You're gonna need all those guys to carry you through the next few weeks of playoffs to be successful.
I know that there's some chatter about how many skill players the Lobos have in their arsenal, but again, I'm old school, and it feels like the teams that are going to provide themselves with the best chance to win a championship at any level are going to be the teams that can defend and run. Snowflake's shown all year that it can do both. But how about the defense this time? They have at times really struggled with Silver in the first matchup, but they're forcing him to settle for all these little dumps and short passing routes, and thus far they just haven't been able to string enough of them together to consistently move the chains.
Yeah, just a solid effort defensively. They've done a really good job with the run game. I think, outside of maybe that one 11-yard run by Silver, I think everything's been 5 yards or less, and and they've just waited for Eastmark to make a mistake or two, and the holding penalty killed one drive. They had a false start that kind of, got the other drive done, and then the interception by Smith kind of ended that other drive. And so I think Snowflake's just playing solid, disciplined football, putting Eastmark in pressure positions, and then, when Eastmark makes that mistake, they're kind of unable to overcome it.
All right, halftime here, 20-0. Snowflake with the edge. We'll have the band's performance for you after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
LaDuke needs to be a passing threat, too.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Savannah Farnsworth.
All right, here's the performance of the Lobo marching band. Snowflake leading 20-0, and take it away, band.
For you tonight, their 2025 competition show titled Undercover, featuring themes from James Bond, No Time to Die, and Mission Impossible. Drum majors, Paisley Lunt and Percy Hagelstein. Is your band ready? Let's give it up for your 2025 Lobo Pride Marching Band.
Okay, go turn that on, Ashley.
Where's Parker?
And let's hear it one more time for your Lobo Pride marching band.
Continue the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show after this. The best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store, north of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. 20-0, Snowflake leading in the second round against Eastmark. It's Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share? You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino, Guy Chilelli has the scores.
Hi. Arcadia is leading St. Mary's 21-7. Coconino is leading Bradshaw 10-0. Combs is up 14-6 over ALA West Foothills. Gila Ridge leads Estrella Foothills 21-13. Marcos Deniza 14, Paradise Honor 0, and Mika Mountain is up 14-0 over Lake Havasu. Northwest Christian and Mojave are in a tie, 21-21. Ben Franklin leads Sholo 7-0 at halftime. Round Valley is 35, Chrisman 0, and St. John's is tied with Arizona Lutheran 7-7.
All right, those scores from Guy Chilelli here, wrapping up the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino, we'll start the third quarter after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
5365972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
One of their games ever. Just saying.
20-0. The Lobos lead Eastmark here in the second round. Right now, all eyes on this one, especially from Coach Reddick's perspective, but that does not stop us from making sure that we are keeping an eye on Micah Mountain, which leads Lake Havasu 21-0. So it sounds like, barring a couple of enthusiastic second halves, that's what's going to be happening here in the quarterfinals at Snowflake High School. But Reddick would tell us to go,
just finish this one.
Yeah. This is Northland Pioneer College kickoff, BT Dubs. When you want to start your college education, you should go to Northland Pioneer College, as it's your hometown school that offers 4-year degrees in education and business, and you'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. As back to receive, just angling toward Green, catches it at the 7, and gets an illegal block that's going to allow him to zig and zag out to the far side. And this is going to be not advantageous field position here for the Lobos.
No, and you could see that official made about a 30-yard flag throw. I was impressed with that on the run, but yeah, that lead, that inside defender got pretty deep and a little touch in the back, and
a little touch
gave Brenner that alley to run through. But to your point, Derek, I think this drive is incredibly important for Eastmark. If Snowflake's able to put points on the board on this drive, it will be awfully difficult for Eastmark to come back. Or
even just occupy clock.
Yeah, even if they take 6 minutes off the clock, I think that's almost just as effective at times.
They lead 20-0. As the only blemishes in the first half were a LaDuke interception, and Norton couldn't get the extra point in. Going to start with the pistol. Receivers on either side, including out to the left, Jones. They're going to run with LaDuke as he sends it up the middle, crosses the 15, may have gained 3.
And you expect Snowflake to really lean on that run game.
Just to continue on with what you were just talking about, Snowflake has been a second-half team, especially a third-quarter team a lot this year. That's usually been because they've underperformed a little in the first half, but let's see if they come out with that kind of fire in the second half.
Say LaDuke was marked down after a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. Turn and give. Green immediately pursued in the backfield and stays on his feet enough to gain a couple of yards of forward progress, but you have some spirited pursuit there from the front 7 of the Firebirds.
Yeah, number 33 came untouched and got chasing Brenner. Brenner could see him as he took the handoff and knew he had to hit the gas if he was going to get back to the line of scrimmage even.
Winds up gaining 3, but 3rd down and 5. Here's that potential shot in the arm that Brogan was talking about. Just over the first minute in the third quarter, and Eastmark trying to get the offense back out there. LaDuke still looking at his sideline as the Lobos don't really huddle, but are sure taking a moment here to make sure this 3rd and 5 play is dialed in correctly. Here's the shotgun snap, running to the short side with LaDuke, cuts it up over the 20, still upright as he gets to the 25, still upright as he gets to the 30, and has a huge run and a first down.
Well, and his speed got him the first down, and his strength turned that into, a 15-yard gain instead of 5. Just an impressive athlete.
He is. When he gets north-south, he's hard to bring down.
Cano got there to force him to spin back into play after he picked up the first down, but was kind of hanging on as he gained 5. As here's Green bouncing out to the left from the shirt tails. He's still taking a guy for a ride all the way out toward the 40.
Call that a sleigh ride? We're not quite in the season yet, but.
Well,
I've heard rumors about the temperature next week, though.
We might be there next week.
It's going to be Aaron Hewish on the call, actually. So I just realized that I'm gonna avoid that niftily. 2nd and 2. Reedhead, Smith started right, now moving left. Jones got some safety help as lined up across from him for Eastmark is Avery Lindstrom, but now they're going to throw this one with Rabin after the reverse. Caught to Jones into Eastmark territory. Gains 16 and a first down.
Well, we've seen that. That's the play we've seen him try to run, kind of an option look, and he's throwing on the run, trying to hit him in that window, but good. Finally found his target there. Did a good job.
Got James Rivard there on the stop from the Firebird 46. 9 minutes and 17 seconds to play third quarter. 20-0. Snowflake took the opening kick and had an illegal block, sent it back toward the 15. Got a couple of big plays, especially on 3rd and 5 from LaDuke, who now moves Green to his right from the shotgun. Gives away as Green's going to accelerate over the 40, over the 35 to the 30. Pick up another Snowflake first down, still going to the 25 and nearly in the red zone.
Well, and this drive feels pretty reminiscent to the drive where LaDuke had the long run. They had him back 3rd down, chance to get off the field. They give up that first down, and now it feels like Snowflake just picked up all the momentum and are just rolling now.
Yeah, those are backbreakers for a defense when they feel like they're on the way to getting a stop, and those 3rd down conversions are key.
Bowman was there with the tackle. To the 22, though, go the Lobos. 20-0 they lead. 9 minutes, 9 seconds to go third quarter. Jones, Rabin, Reedhead, Smith. Your receivers coming along the line left to right, and now Rabin going in motion, but Snowflake needs a timeout as they're running out of time. 20-0 though, the Lobos lead. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
We have our Name Your Price event going on through the end of the year on used cars. No reasonable offer will be refused. So over here we have a 2024 Z71 Custom Trail Boss. Got 17,000 miles on it, and we have it priced just under $47,000. This 2025 Subaru Ascent Touring trim level priced just under $45,000. And get this, under 7,000 miles. So come on down to Horn Auto Center for the Name Your Price year-end sales event.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs. And
Lobos use their first time out to set up 1st and 10 from the Eastmark 22. Handoff to Green as he's strung out going to the far side, but he tiptoes down the sideline. Picks up 7 when it looked like he was going to get no gain.
Yeah, good patience by Brenner right at the line of scrimmage. It just looked like nothing was going to develop there, but he waited on some blocks a little bit and then found a seam and tiptoed along the sideline.
Rodriguez there with the tackle. 2nd down and 3. Green in the pistol behind LaDuke and gives way. Started going right, moves to the left. This time the defenders are swarming.
Yeah, they did a good job right at the point of attack and caused Green to try to bounce that outside. Really good flow from the rest of the defense to keep that to a short gain or a loss.
See, LaDuke was wanting to pull that. I'm pretty sure he was telling Coach Reddick on the sideline he wanted to pull that one.
3rd down and 5, only a loss of 1. Smith and Reedhead coming out wide right, fake the handoff, rolling in this direction, throwing across his body to Reedhead inside the 10, moved the chains after the gain of 11.
Good conversion there. LaDuke having to throw a little bit back across his body to complete that, but Reedhead sitting in a window there and good completion for the first down.
1st and goal from the 7. This drive has occupied now 8 minutes. I beg your pardon, 4 minutes. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Green starts on LaDuke's left. Gets the call, runs to the right. Got a convoy of blockers, turns it up to 5. He walks into the end zone. Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown. 26-0. Snowflake leading here in the third.
Good job by Brenner there. Again, being patient, waiting on a few blocks, but once that alley opens up, he's in it and just gone to the end zone.
Yeah, did a really good job following his blockers there.
All right, Micah Mountain at halftime leading Lake Havasu 21-0. Marcos Deniz at halftime leading Paradise Honors 14-0. McCoy Norton, nope, they're going to keep the offense out there.
Yep.
Try to get the
trying to even things up here.
LaDuke, jump pass back to the end zone. There is Rabin, or is that Reedhead? Reedhead.
That gets us back on 35 track.
28-0. Snowflake leading, 7:49 to go in the third. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on Night Talk 106.7 or nighttalk1067.com.
Over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC, Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. We'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. You can pursue bachelor's degrees in education and business. Your hometown schools. This one runs up to Glover, trying to accelerate to the right side. Slips a tackle at the 20. He's at the 25 and along the far sideline out toward the 40. And that's where he's marked out of bounds. So a good return. Eastmark needs a shot in the arm. Brent Glover says, I'm your doctor.
See a lot of, this is an important time. We talked about that first offensive drive being key for the Lobos, but now you don't want that focus level to go down at all. You want to finish out this game on solid footing and leave the field tonight with a good feeling going into next week.
Lunt matched up with Smith and instead turn and give as running through a tackle to get toward midfield there. I believe that was Virani.
Really good, strong.
Nope, that was Justice Whitmer.
A really good, strong physical run there. Got the corner and didn't go down on first contact and continued to finish that run real well.
Ulberg there with the stop, but to midfield. This is potentially just the second time that Eastmark is going to make it into Snowflake territory. Go under center with Silver. Turn and give. Whitmer starts running to the right side. He's again got a hole as he's tripped up at the 45, but spins down to the 43 after a 7-yard gain.
Looks like Eastmark's gonna commit to running the ball, establish the run here, and the Lobos with Hayden Nichols still in, but they've got Alcantar playing linebacker for Reed right now on the inside, and they definitely need to shore up that defense.
6:52 to go. Third quarter, 28-0 Snowflake leading. As here again go with Whitmer as he is able to hesitate to get up the middle and then over the 35 for another Firebird first down.
Yeah, really good response by the Eastmark offense. You can see the physicality in the offensive line, and they're really competing, right? Even though it's 28-0.
Well,
again going under center with Silver, and again running this one. No, that's going to be Virani as he is stopped in the backfield by 3 Lobos, including Nichols and Merrill.
Yeah, really good job there by Merrill holding the edge and then making the tackle, and then Nichols is always around the football.
Interesting, as Zayden Virani is the leading ball carrier, averaging 69 yards a game, but they've really been using Whitmer out of the backfield. He's got 52 yards now on 9 carries.
Yeah, probably a little better matchup against Snowflake speed. He's more of a power guy, right?
I think that's Whitmer in the backfield, again using Silver under center. Single receivers on either side, Luntz on the left. Fake the handoff, rolling right. Going to go, no, they're going to throw this one over McQueen as it's caught at the 25, but a flag's out in the backfield.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a holding call again on the right tackle on the left end there. Just holding on a little bit too long to that block and that jersey.
Well, it's kind of unnecessary, right? They roll the pocket that way, and they kind of got that edge set. And, you're competing, though, and I understand how it happens. But
well, yeah, that's why I say I think it was a great job by that tackle to get the end to commit inside, but then just held on a little bit too long there when the defensive end tried to gain separation. That's when those flags will come out.
Cano's outside right as well as Lunt. Silver back in the shotgun, now 2nd and 22 after that spot holding foul. Whitmer on his left as Silver takes the shotgun snap. Short drop, starting to run out of time. Starts moving through traffic. Back into Eastmark territory where he's eventually spun down. And Omar Marine?
Yes, Marine.
Yeah, just really difficult here. If you try to kind of take that backwards, sideways angle out of the pocket, you're going to run into defenders. And, he just unable to get himself clear.
Second time that Silver has been sacked, but the first time that he's been sacked by a Lobo. Snowflake PA's had a rough couple of weeks. We've experienced that as they're trying to do the Statue of Liberty, but, bouncing outside, back deeper into Eastmark territory is Whitmer trying to run away from a bunch of defenders as he's all the way down to the 40 before he's eventually brought down for a loss of 9.
Well, and it kind of similar to the last play. It's really great effort, but side to side is not going to find much success against the Lobo defense.
Could compare that to that Brenner Green run we were talking about in the first matchup between these two teams. I think every Lobo had a shot at making that tackle, maybe some of them twice by the time that play ended.
Yep.
The Lobo band is feeling confident.
Yeah, it's a little early to break that one out probably. But
Here comes a punt that is angling. Jones is telling everybody to get away from it. Huge Eastmark bounce. Can they stop it before it gets in the end zone? Yes. Ooh-wee, how about some special teams for you?
That's a super job. I don't know if he sure looked like he got the heels close to the end zone line, but
looked like he was standing on the line. I agree.
He did a really good job, though. That official's right there on the ball, so.
So they knocked it out to the 2. 3:31 to go. Snowflake with 98 yards of real estate. 28-0 the Lobos lead. LaDuke's coming back out. He has rushed the football 11 times for 84 yards. Green 20 times for 116 yards. They have 3 of Snowflake's 4 scores. Going to start with both of those players in the end zone. Reedhead Smith come out wide right. Got Gian Jones all alone on the left, but they're going to run with LaDuke as he does not have much to go through and might have lost a yard.
Yeah, I think he's actually, back a yard closer to the goal line there. Eastmark sending the house right there through the middle. You see those linebackers aren't showing the blitz early, but they're coming right at the snap of the ball and just filling those extra gaps. And no room to run in there for LaDuke on that play.
Got Jones in single coverage outside. Do you like taking a shot here?
Yes.
I was thinking that last play. I figured they were going to send the house in the middle. I'd almost be looking at something, maybe drag a tight end right behind those linebackers or something. It's risky to throw the ball out of the end zone, but
Isaac Molage right now has the assignment, singled up on Jones. They're going to move in the opposite direction, though, as they again throw this one out of the end zone. Reedhead catches it at the 10, then cuts to the interior, runs over the 20, 25, gang tackled at the 26.
Nice pass there.
And now flags come out as there all sorts of extracurriculars.
We're seeing
got Jackson Hawkins was tangled up with Stockton
Turley.
I think these are going to offset.
Well, like I said, it got a little heated at the end of last game, and looks like we're right back.
Yeah, you sure like to, you see that flag that came out first, but then Stockton retaliates again and gives the it's going to offset on the penalties. They'll both get an unsportsmanlike, but this is also the danger zone for, the second unsportsmanlike gets you thrown out of a game. We saw that earlier with one of Combs' best players.
What about a thrown punch?
Hopefully.
Is that an automatic ejection?
I would think hopefully they'd count that more as a push than a punch. I didn't felt like he shoved him with both hands.
So the same official was there in the middle of that, threw first his flag, then his hat. Oh, we got a block in the back on Snowflake, a personal foul on Snowflake, and nothing thrown against Eastmark. Reddick is on the field and incredulous.
Yeah, I think I am a little bit too. I think we all saw the first hit that precipitated what Stockton did to retaliate.
Well, and it's a poor call. I mean, he had a really good. Well, and I'm probably going to eat my words if we show the replay, but it looked like it was a really good drive block. Had him backpedaling, and it looked to me like the defender turned his back because he was getting rolling, and that's just not a block in the back.
No, if it's engaged with the defender the whole time, it's not a block in the back at that point.
We're hoping we can get your replay as the officials have been patient with Reddick. All right, here's a replay. So depending on where the flag or the penalty was, okay, where's the block in the back is question number one. Okay, well, so they're saying that the block in the back and the personal foul were both thrown against Stockton Turley. Stockton Turley got waylaid after he waylaid. So it'll be 1st and 10 after the play gained the yards needed.
Well, and I probably should say it wasn't as I thought it was when I saw it, but it certainly wasn't a block in the back either. He got that shoulder. His head was in front.
He did. It is a ways away from the actual
maybe
play.
Maybe if you want to get a personal foul for unnecessary roughness or something.
But then why doesn't it offset?
Right.
Well, just the fact that they let the shot that the Eastmark player took after that go, that's the one that's hard to understand.
So Rabin wasn't on the same page. Again, AIA sends official crews out from all over the state to try to make sure that these things are going to be called bias-free. And don't know where these guys are from, not suggesting that that's the case. It's just going to give a shout-out to our local officials who are all very, very good. And, you've got a couple head-scratchers here today. As there is LaDuke still upright. Now he is swarmed as he gets out to the 3.
Well, Eastmark definitely looking for and staying solid against the run here. They need to find a way to get that ball out on the edge or back behind those linebackers and make a little yardage here.
Going back to those two flags, what's most baffling is that the official threw both of those. He saw the block in the back, and then he threw the personal foul without, again, observing the second huge hit. Is now putting Green in motion. LaDuke nearly out of bounds and nearly intercepted.
Looked like trying to set up a little middle screen to Rabin there, but things just weren't clear, and only had one really chasing the quarterback, and the rest of the defensive linemen kind of just staying right at the line of scrimmage, which is a good way to blow up a screenplay.
So it stops the clock with 1 minute and 3 seconds left after it looked like the Lobos' worst-case scenario were going to be punting out of the end zone. Now got to pick up 12 yards. Initially showing some pressure, going to hand this one off to Green as he's forced to come to the near side, gets out to the 5.
Well, it gives them a little room here, but if we see anything but a punt here, I'll be surprised.
Well, they're keeping the clock running, too, which I don't think anybody on Snowflake sideline is going to complain about that.
I wonder if they say his momentum stopped or...
It didn't look like it to me, but I question that a lot on a lot of football that I watch at all levels.
This one going to be back and caught by Hawkins as he returns that to the 45. All right, well, there's going to be a few bald spots on the Snowflake sideline after the head scratching that two-flag sequence is going to inspire. But the Lobos, after the great punt from Eastmark, have this one with excellent field position for the Firebirds, who trail 28-0, getting close to just 1 quarter of action.
Yeah, definitely can see both of the calls against the Lobos on that play, but not necessarily not having a flag against Eastmark for the player that came over and stuck up for his teammate there.
Varani back out to split back situation with Silver. He gets the call from the right side, runs over the 40 to the 35. Oh, nope, that was Whitmer.
Yeah, again, Whitmer's had some success running the ball between the tackles tonight.
So 3 yards to go, second down.
Gain 7, and that should be the final play of the third quarter. Indeed, 28-0, the Lobos lead. Second round action for a conference playoffs. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share? You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can...
Snowflake leading in the fourth quarter as we've been keeping an eye on Micah Mountain and Lake Havasu. It's now Micah Mountain 27, Lake Havasu nothing. It looks like there's a combined 24 minutes separating these two teams from matching up in another quarterfinal matchup. As Silver facing second down and 3, moves Whitmer over to his right, now sets up a screen. Cano's got this one running back into traffic, and looks like it looks like he's going to be short.
Yeah, just a little bit short there. Good moves by him, spinning out of a couple of tackles, and but not quite able to get to the line to gain there.
Now 8 of 14 for 49 yards is Silver. 11.5 to go. Firebirds got to go faster. As they're trailing by 4 possessions, they're going to put Silver under center. Single back, I believe that is Varani, but I've been misidentifying. No, that is Whitmer. Varani's now lined up outside in the slot as they're going to give it to him coming back and stopped in the backfield.
Well, like we talked about, Xander Alcantar, sophomore that's filling in for Connor Reed here, and he's an up-and-comer. He's one to keep your eye on for the Lobos.
Really good read on that kind of counter play there.
Did not look like the Lobos were fooled at all there.
Great effort there by Xander.
As Alcantar
for the Firebirds
is going to force a 4th down and 1. Got Whitmer, who's standing on Silver's left. They've been alternating going with Silver under center an awful lot. Now they're going to empty the backfield. 5 receivers, trips going left. Lunt, the lone man, no, 1 of 2 over here on the right side, and a flag comes out. I think that took too much time. It did.
Oh, wow. So that sure looked like that was going to be a quarterback. I can't imagine you couldn't run anything there but a quarterback draw on 4th and a foot, but I don't know, maybe you throw that ball up a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, not sure what they had dialed up, but we'll see if the the extra 5 yards changes their mind. Probably not. They're at the kind of desperation time here. If they're going to do anything, it's got to be done now.
Now the three receivers coming to the right. Man furthest is Lunt. Empty backfield, Silver looking underneath where McQueen was close to a first down, but he dropped it.
Yeah, just pretty good ball thrown by the quarterback again, but looks like McQueen I think he knew he was right at the sticks and thought about making a play before he actually caught the football.
Yeah, it might have been a step short, and kind of knew that and wanted to make sure that he got a catch and got turned and got another yard or two.
Now with Snowflake, who's watched Rabin nearly succumb to a lower leg injury, Willis is out. Reed hasn't been in for the last 2 quarters. They still got most of the first team offense out there as Green stopped as he tried to cut back out to his left, gain of 1.
Yeah, you'd like to see him be able to pull back a little bit, but just we've seen how that, you start subbing heavily against these teams that are still pushing and playing their starters and trying to get some traction. And so I like that the Lobos go with their first team here, try to keep the pressure on.
9:45 to go in the ball game. And it's from the shotgun with Green on his right. Gives to Green, trying to set up his blockers. Now accelerates over the 40. He's down to the sideline into Eastmark territory. Picks up a first down after a gain of 12.
We got a good look at that one coming right at us here from our perch on top of the press box. And Brenner's within 2 yards of the sideline before that alley opens up, and he's able to hit the Jets and go for 10, 12 yards down the field.
That's Corbin Palmer there on the photography.
Really good.
Good job.
Good job on Brenner and just that tight area.
2 receivers on either side. Rabin now moves to the right side to try to set up another run here for Green. Stopped in the backfield, but is able somehow to get to the line of scrimmage. Even gained a yard.
Yeah, good job by Eastmark, just pursuing and stringing that out, and then not letting that alley open this time around.
Micah Mountain leading 28-0. Mojave now leading Northwest Christian 28-21. Cholo still down just 2 scores.
Playing hard against a really good Benjamin Franklin team.
2nd down and 9. Now 8 minutes and 44 seconds to go as LaDuke runs this one to the left. Wants to set up the option, instead keeps it over the 40 and then out of bounds.
Well, first rule of stopping the option is stop the quarterback, the first option, and nobody did that, even though the corner completely left Christian Smith alone there too to come in and play that.
Yeah, and you wonder if that's part of that option play possibly, right, is to get that ball up the field a little bit to the wide receiver. But again, Jacob had such a wide lane to run that thing through. He's got to take that every time.
For sure.
Arcadia 34, St. Mary's 13. So 1st and 10 from the Eastmark 40. Give Green, bounces outside to the 35, straight arm to the 30.
Nice run there by Green.
Well, he stopped at the 32. Gains 8.
Well, and if you're Snowflake here, you'd really like to stick this one in the end zone, get that clock running, get your backups in, and get ready for next week.
Like Eastmark losing one of their interior linemen coming off the field, Gimpy, and might be a good time to attack that.
2nd down and 2. As 3 receivers, 2 going to the right side. Delayed blitz is going to force this one over the left shoulder and then throw this one up for grabs where there's nobody home except for Tyler Lester, but it was out of his grasp and incomplete.
Yeah, I see one of the coaches talking to Jacob, questioning that decision, but Jacob was running for his life. They had a blitz on and nobody picked up a linebacker, and Jacob did well to get turned back around and get his shoulder square and throw that ball down the field. maybe the coach is telling him you could just throw it out of bounds instead. You don't have to throw it over everybody's head.
We'll continue to give you the scoring update here. Combs and ALA West Foothills now tied at 14. As here this time the option set up, get it to Green. He's at the 25, back inside at the 20, and then over the 15 before he's finally brought down.
Yeah, good job on the option this time, and it's fairly simple. You just make the defense decide, and you do the other. It takes really sound fundamental defense to stop a good option play, and that time Jacob drew the defense. Pitched that ball on time, right on target, and a really good gain there.
Down to the 12, 8 minutes remaining. So much as had happened with the start of the third quarter, the Lobos have taken 4 minutes off and are now flirting with another touchdown as Green is in the pistol behind LaDuke. The two have combined to run for more than 200 yards as this time flip this to Rabin, running right to left, gets to the 5, and in the end zone. 12-yard Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown run for Mason Rabin. The Lobos go up 34-0.
The side judge was right there, just watching his feet the whole time, so I don't know how he stayed in bounds, but great job by Mason and by the guys down there blocking to finish that off and get that in the end zone.
Well, now the kicker becomes our favorite player here. If he
That's right.
can knock this thing through, that clock will get rolling, baby. Roll, baby, roll.
Norton had one off the right upright in the second quarter as this one's snapped down, kicked, and good.
There we go.
Got it.
35-0, Snowflake leading second round matchup against Eastmark. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Still got 800 people watching. Thank you so much for starting your weekend with us as the Lobos lead 35-0. This one's going to get kicked away. The clock's going to start moving. Snowflake trying to pitch a shutout against an Eastmark team that it held to 6. Most impressive is the specimen that plays quarterback for Eastmark. Been kept in check here by the Lobos. This one's blasted into the end zone.
McCoy found his leg again and likes kicking to the north. All of Sam Crockett, Sam Brown, McCoy now, they love kicking north. They put it in that end zone.
Bradshaw Mountain has scored in the fourth quarter to narrow the deficit 17-13. Coconino still in front.
So it may be a good time to shout out the Snowflake volleyball team getting to the semifinals last night. Heartbreaking 15-13 loss in the fifth set, but really great first season by Coach LaDuke. All those girls, they gave a lot of effort and really tough battle last night.
Give goes to Whitmer as he is stopped in the backfield.
And if I may, if you want to support those same girls that are playing basketball, we are doing a pulled pork dinner before the game next week. So $15 a plate. Show up, Malapai pulled pork. Come enjoy it.
Awesome.
We'll be happy. Everyone's happy.
What kind of sides?
Beans, bread, and coleslaw.
All right. Mel West is already salivating.
That's right.
7 minutes to go. Your reigning 3A girls basketball champion coach here sitting with us, as he has all season, is Silver trying to come out to Lunt. The Lobos have not allowed him to have any catches. He had that long one on the first drive that was negated by a holding flag. But how many players do you have back trying to repeat?
We have had a little bit of turnover. We graduated 3 of our 13, and so we got 9 back from last year's squad. So I know that math doesn't add up to everybody, but we got 9 back, and we're excited. Had our first full practice today, and sky's the limit for that group.
Clock moving, 6:15 to go after the incompletion. Trips to the right side, Silver short drop, looking over the middle. Throws this one for Oduro, who was the
88.
Looked like Michael Irvin for a minute.
Yeah, he's got the look.
Got the look. Yeah.
You know, you got to feel for Silver. He's thrown some really good balls right on the money tonight, and several that should have been caught that have been dropped. That was one of them.
Well, and you can see we've just barely had 2 of the Eastmark receivers get back to the line of scrimmage, and looks like somebody stole their mojo a little bit.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, they had to play last week, and they are a mile high. Could be that they're just worn out here.
Well, it's tough when you realize it's coming to an end.
Silver starts left, comes back to the right side, comes toward the line of scrimmage. Now he's got to tuck it as he is tackled forward to the 29.
That'll be a turnover.
Doesn't quite get back to the back, or doesn't quite get that first down. So that's going to be a turnover to the Lobos, I believe.
Come on, buddy, get that clock moving.
You know, it still stops on a change of possession, but then it'll wind here as soon as they.
Yeah, you're
Lobo's got the
get the ball ready for play.
That's right. Roll it. Let's go.
Got a lot of new faces coming out. That includes the freshman Maverick Greer, who's going to be quarterbacking. Standing behind him,
Talmadge Lucas, number 44.
Got a whole lot of little guys. As Greer,
pulls that.
Going to introduce himself to playoff football with Bowman there with the tackle.
Well, it looked like for a moment he must have a hand worm or something came out and hit the ground. It looked potentially like it was the football, but there it comes to the side. Well, almost to the sideline.
We don't have Bryson Bowman's vitals, but compared to most of these guys that are out there running the offense for Snowflake, he's huge.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Turn and give Lucas as he runs over the 30. Pretty good run.
Good run by Lucas to pick up about 6 yards there. Talmadge is a senior this year and just one of those all-around great kids. We don't get to see him on the field on Friday night a lot, but he's been instrumental for a few years as a scout team guy in practice and just working his tail off to make the team better in every way he can. Deserves a carry or two here and a shout out.
Still out there in the pistol, 3rd down and 9. Clock approaching 4 minutes to play. As he'll get another call, runs to the left side. He's in the open field at the 20 and brought down after he picks up a Lobo first down.
Really good job hitting that hole pretty quick and a good cut at the second level. Got himself a first down. Really good run.
21-0. Ben Franklin leading Sholo. That looks like the Cougars are not going to have time. Coconino still leading Bradshaw Mountain 17-14. Micah Mountain is leading 28-0 over Lake Havasu. St. John's has taken a 13-10 lead over Arizona Lutheran.
I think it's a 4-5 matchup, right?
I believe so. There's now a new ball carriers out there for the Lobos. That one was Crew Burton.
Yeah, it looked like almost looked like a face mask. He got spun around, but maybe they got a hold of his jersey on his shoulder, maybe, or something.
Yeah, I'd like to see these boys be able to put the ball in the end zone here and have something real positive for them here at the end of the game.
You know, shout out to Eastmark too. How many times have we seen these coaches? The game's in check, and we go to more of a JV crew on the offensive side, but they don't pull their starters on defense, and it's painful to watch those JV kids get beat up sometimes by those guys that are angry at the end of a game, but getting some reps for his guys too. So good job to Eastmark coaches.
This might be the first time we've seen that all year.
It really feels like it, to be honest with you.
Going back with Lucas as he gets the call running to the right side, gets inside the 10 and is very close to the first down. I think he's got it. Marcos leading Peridot Sounders 20-7. So it's interesting here as Snowflake's region had everybody but Post and Butte. Mesquite, who did Mesquite play?
Yeah, they lost last week.
Yeah.
Tight game. I can't.
To Coconino. It was 29-22 to Coconino.
But here you got one team that is going to be eliminated by Snowflake, and otherwise Combs is tied at 14. Marcos is leading big. Arcadia is leading big.
Yeah, which Marcos is not in our region anymore. We didn't play him this year, but they did move to a different region. But still, solid team, and
moved to a region, but the Lobos are still playing them.
Yeah, they played them in a freedom game. That was a good matchup for us for the Lobos this year.
Snowflake's taking knees if you're listening on the radio. 35-0. The Lobos will advance. And Micah Mountain now leads 35-0, so get ready.
Come up onto the cold, Micah. It's going to be cold next week.
Yeah, you mentioned another quarterfinal matchup. We went down there 3 years ago, maybe even 4. I can't remember.
I think it was just 2. Was it
2?
And came away with a close loss. We had a chance to pull that one out in the end, but could not quite do it against a very good Micah team that the next year went on to win the 4A championship this last year. So you're right, that was only 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a couple of big plays on that game was all the difference.
All right, we'll start wrapping it up after this. Snowflake wins 35-0. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down.
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Snowflake wins 35-0 as the Lobos needed about 1/2 to get going the first time against Eastmark. What was the difference this time?
We talked about getting a fast start, and I don't know if that completely qualifies as a fast start, but obviously much faster than they did in the first meeting. 21 points in the first half, or maybe it was 28 by the time but just good solid play all around by the Lobos, even battling through a few injuries, and having to shuffle some guys in and out, but able to make some key third down conversions, especially on some of those drives to keep things going, and especially LaDuke. I think he ran a couple of those, got some long runs in, and so just solid performance by the offense tonight.
So looking at especially Green's start, first 5 carries went for 1-5-7-1-2. Had a 10-yard run, and then it was a loss of 1, 3 yards. That's it. Takes him out to 9 carries, and then things start going in double figures an awful lot. What does that tell us about Snowflake's offense?
Well, I think it's the physicality that they play with, I think, on the offensive line and the running game, and in both Green and LaDuke. And it's just hard to tackle over and over and over again when it's such a big physical running back who runs hard, who delivers blows himself. And I think Snowflake did make some adjustments, got him out. It felt like they were running a lot of short side, wide runs, and they got him out on linebackers and cornerbacks quite often, and he's just too big for a cornerback to take down one-on-one. So, and
I would just add that Brenner seems to be the team that or the player that teams come in prepared to stop. You can see that they're committed to stopping him. Those early carries that he's just being swarmed.
Yeah.
But as the Lobos spread the ball around, LaDuke starts running a little. Throws the ball, gets the ball in some other guys' hands. Christian Smith, Mason Rabin tonight both showed up big. Nash Reed had a few good catches, and then the defense has to come honest, and then you see those runs start to go longer for Brenner.
So alternatively, LaDuke, his first 3 carries, 2 of them went for 22 and then 17 yards on the touchdown. He only completed 3 passes. In fact, Snowflake completed 4 passes. One of them was from Mason Rabin. So they wind up throwing for 64 yards, but LaDuke runs for 93 yards. Green runs for 159, and they provide the offense there that was needed. Is now we're watching the wood being provided to King.
Yeah.
I don't remember the play.
Shout out, though, to the Eastmark coach out there in shorts.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Probably he deserves the wood just for that.
Just for that, possibly, huh?
Let's start the conversation there. Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Urban King gets the wood. I
can't
remember which one.
Don't remember a big hit from him, but I did see him come off a few blocks, and as he had a lot of bodies coming at him and managed to trip guys up and at least hold runs that could have gone a ways, to just a yard or 2.
And then you got Connor Reed, who had come out after he got banged up. Seemed as if Eastmark was really trying to keep an eye on Hayden Nichols, maybe much less than he had a big hit, but just a cumulative effort to make sure that he was getting a lot of these stops that some of these other guys weren't available to try to get to.
Yeah, I think he made a couple of short yardage stops on the converted, air quotes, converted fourth down early in the game. Not to get Derek rolling again on that, but
well, don't worry, I'm more angry about that double foul on Turley.
Yeah, and so, but I felt like he did a pretty good job, and they had to move him all over tonight. They did go with some 3 wide receiver sets, and took the wide receiver off the one side, so he was moving wide side, short side, and did a pretty good job in run support out of those sets as well as some pass coverage. So I thought he had a pretty good game overall.
Irving King. I also got to mention stepping up with Coulter Willis, trying to go unavailable after one series on the offensive and defensive sides each. So he really stepped up big. He's been playing well throughout the season, but they needed somebody to kind of step in with the absences, and he did it.
Yeah, he's doing what he can. Shout out to Jackson Merrill on the other outside linebacker spot too, coming up and making some plays, and they've been solid, those two, all year long, which is that was a question mark coming into the season. We graduated to get outside linebackers last year, and those two have filled the role admirably this year.
So those the Deemer's glass shattering shout-outs and hits of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. The Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Horn Auto Center is the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Try to remember the sequence of events. Eastmark wound up punting it after it picked up that controversial first down. Snowflake threw an interception and then forced an Eastmark punt, I believe. The Lobos had, I want to say it was around the 35 when they were able to get their first scoring drive. Am I remembering this correctly?
Yeah, and I think is that what filled in on the option keep from LaDuke. It came early in the second quarter because of all 3 or 4 of those first drives were fairly long and 8 o'clock. But I think it was the second drive of the game.
And it took Snowflake. Did the Lobos score on their first drive in the second half at Eastmark? I can't remember. It was still 7-6, I believe, going into the fourth quarter, so that the Lobos were able to execute a drive and doing it on the ground. I think just picking up literally right where they left off at Eastmark. That made that the Horn Auto Center drive of the game. But you also got to go back to the 80-yard drive that started with Christian Smith's interception. Really, I think that was the moment when Snowflake was demonstrating exactly how much dominance was going to be exerted.
Well, I think so. But then also mention the drive just before halftime to put that extra touchdown on the board and go up 28-0, just instead of 21-0. There's a big difference in the feeling there and of the tone of the game, and the Lobos executed well and used clock well and only left 20 seconds or so on the clock for Eastmark to answer it before half, and not enough time to really do anything.
Yeah, and then they came right out of the half and scored on that first possession of the second half, and so they had that really good 4-drive sequence in the second and third quarters.
So the drives of the game, they're Horn Auto Center drives of the game, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Horn Auto Center. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. I can tell you that we are going to be pleased to bring you Jacob LaDuke and Wyatt Johnson. Played both on the offensive and defensive line. Defensive line coach Eric Mills texting me that he played great, and we're going to get to talk to both of them. Does that influence your call for player of the game, or do you got to go Brenner Green?
That's a good question. It's always hard. It seems like Jacob and Brenner are always right in the mix there. I think Christian Smith actually stepped up and played a really good ball game tonight. The reverses that they ran to him and the interception and Christian just played a really solid game, and so a shout out to him as well on what he did tonight.
We'll have Wyatt Johnson for you right after this. The Lobos win 35-0. In advance to the quarterfinals, Wyatt Johnson coming up. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
We have our Name Your Price event going on through the end of the year on used cars. No reasonable offer will be refused. So over here we have a 2024 Z71 Custom Trail Boss. It's got 17,000 miles on it, and we have it priced just under $47,000. This 2025 Subaru Ascent Touring trim level priced just under $45,000. And get this, under 7,000 miles. So come on down to Horn Auto Center for the Name Your Price year-end sales event.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Lobos win 35-0 as we're joined by offensive and defensive lineman Wyatt Johnson. Wyatt Johnson listed 5'11", 185. Are you being honest?
No, that stat's a little off. I've grown about 2 inches since last season.
Okay, so you're playing opposite on the defensive line against a quarterback who's listed at 6'5", 220 and looks every bit of it. What kind of challenges did that pose?
So honestly, the quarterback was kind of soft. Like he didn't have that big man mentality you'd think would come from a a 6'5" quarterback.
Okay. What was the key to making sure he stayed contained or getting pressure to him?
One thing I really focused on this week was keeping my outside shoulder free and the tackle separated from me. So I'd make sure that I didn't get my shoulders turned. I'd stay parallel to the line of scrimmage. So if he goes inside hole, I could go inside. If he bumps out, I could go out.
Listen to this technical talk, Coach Solomon.
Yeah, he's been well coached. Coach Mills, Coach Flake, they're working hard with him to make sure that he's ready to go. Wyatt, I remember watching. I wasn't at the first Eastmark game myself, but watched it, and you and 58, quite a battle all night long. Their offensive tackle, and you guys had a rematch. I was looking forward to watching that tonight, and saw a lot of good things. Just exactly what you're talking about, keeping that separation. How you feeling about how things went down on the front with you guys tonight?
I don't like to be prideful, but I was pretty proud with how today went. I think I was steps above where I was the last Eastmark game, and I think that's evident from how the game went.
It did seem as if both sides of the line in the first half at Eastmark had a little bit of a hard time establishing its footing. We've talked an awful lot up here about how hard it may have been to go to Marcos and then have to go back the next week to Eastmark. Did that influence anything the first time out against Eastmark?
I think it definitely did a little bit. Traveling, always sucks. You do nothing for 3 hours, and then you go play a game, no movement, no nothing, straight to 100%.
Wyatt Johnson joining us here, Lobo offensive and defensive lineman. What do you do on the bus?
Usually I sleep. Just sleep.
There's no team building?
Sometimes. When we get lunch, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lunch stop?
When we either go to Panda's Express or Raising Cane's.
Panda Express. All right.
So good.
I was expecting something a little bit more glamorous, but that's why you love hanging out with the high school kids. They're so easy to please, right, Coach?
Yeah, Panda Express, a Chick-fil-A, Firehouse Subs. These guys are not too hard to take care of that way.
What was preparation like with the bye?
We definitely, for the first 3 days of practice, on Monday we had a pretty heartfelt team meeting. There was a lot of stuff we talked about, a lot of stuff we said we'd do. And the next 2 days we just got after it, man. We just worked. We ran hard. We played hard. We worked hard.
And then was it tough bouncing back from Arcadia, or what were the team meetings like after that loss?
It was a little hard because you'd watch film and you'd see like the mistakes you made, and it kind of put a little chip on your shoulder because like, I don't ever want to do that again. I want to win, and so I think it kind of like pushed us into this game with that chip on our shoulder.
So because of that loss, did you feel like you needed to come out and make a statement, or is this just another one that you had to go through on the way to the ultimate goal?
I feel like both. I feel like we needed this win to progress in the playoff season, and we also needed to prove to ourselves more than anybody that we're a football team.
We're now joined by quarterback Jacob LaDuke. LaDuke, we just heard from Wyatt that he prefers Panda Express when he's on the road. Do you want to counter with anything? There's really hard-hitting questions here with Lobo football players.
No, I honestly agree. Panda Express, the big, or what's it called, bigger box?
Yeah, bigger box.
That's my go-to.
All right. Well, you guys are letting me down.
I mean, there's other good things, but
you got to go with Panda E.
Yeah.
I like the sugar chicken. Shout out Rick and Morty. Big game over here where it looked like you guys were changing things up a little bit, where it seemed as if you were really trying to emphasize the option to pass. Take us into the preparation, getting ready for that, because it seemed like that was a little bit of a new wrinkle to your game.
Okay, so their corners basically play like an outside backer, so they would kind of shoot in, especially when I would run, and then there would be this window right there. So it was either I could run it or pass it, and a lot of times the pass was open, and I would just overthrow it, or throw a bad throw. But, yeah, that's a big reason why we gave that option, because when I would go to run, they would come in, and then Gian would be open.
Were you pretty fired up?
Yeah, I was fired up.
we were talking up here that it looked like you were pumping the adrenaline pretty hard. So did that help you then when you were trying to emphasize the ground game?
Yeah, I definitely would say it helped me my mindset and just trying to run the ball hard.
What kind of running back tandem do you feel like you and Green provide the Lobo offense, or how hard is it for defenses to prepare for you both, do you think?
I mean, I guess pretty hard. Brenner's just a unit, just runs hard, breaks tackles, vision, and then when I run, he can lead block for me, and I don't know. I'm sure it's pretty hard.
How fast are you?
Pretty fast, I guess.
Come on, give us some digits.
10.92.
Okay.
Meter.
What about 40?
I don't know.
Never done that one.
I haven't officially timed a 40
Okay.
yet.
And give us your vitals as well. What's your height and weight?
Like 6 foot. Right now 195, but I sit around 200.
The reason I ask is because, and I've asked every one of the skill players that we brought up here, it seems like you catch so many, especially these urban schools that you play down there, you play up here, that just caught flat-footed by how fast so many of the Lobos are.
Yeah.
To what do you attribute this team speed that you guys boast?
Well, I could give a shout-out to my mom. My mom's the track coach, and a lot of the fast guys run track, so that has to do with it. But, I mean, everyone's fast. Every receiver, even the line, Brenner. So, I'll give some of that credit to my mom.
Excellent answer. But we'll make sure she gets the tape.
Yeah.
I asked Wyatt this question. I'm going to ask you the same. Did you feel like it was important to have as impressive a bounce back after the Arcadia game, or do you feel like this is just one step towards your ultimate goal?
I mean, it was important as a step forward, but I would say, yeah, it's just a little thing in our overall goal to get to state. So, I'm happy about it, but as a team, I think we're just looking forward.
Got Micah Mountain next, putting a herd on Lake Havasu.
Yep.
Can you give us a preview for that one? Either of you?
We're going to win.
Get after it.
Get after it. 35-degree high is expected. So
yeah.
Welcome to the freezing cold, Micah Mountain. Wyatt Johnson, Jacob LaDuke, congratulations, and thanks for coming up here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start wrapping it up after this. It's Shirley Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Final thoughts here after Lobos win the second round matchup 35-0 over Eastmark as we excused Coach Brogan. We got Coach Solomon here who you got fingerprints on the development of both of those guys. So what did you think?
A little bit, but I just proud of him for one thing. Wyatt's a senior. He's been in the program for 4 years now, and you love seeing him play football well, but you love him being able to come and sit up here and talk and be literate and just good kids, good all around kids. And you asked him about the bus trips. That almost made me nostalgic for a bus trip with those guys. So they are fun to travel with, but excited for what's coming. Micah Mountain, big challenge coming up the hill next week, and just so glad that we took care of business through the season and have this home field advantage. My heels are clicking together, I think, because I'm cold mostly, but I'm thinking in my mind over and over again, there's no place like home.
Now, are they running essentially the same stuff?
Micah Mountain, honestly, is a team I don't think I have seen a down from them yet this year, so I'm going to have to get on and I know, like I said, I'm sure we'll have all their game film coming up, and then we'll be watching a lot of it this week.
Coconino 31, Bradshaw Mountain 14. Again, you'd say no place like home, but you still got to take care of business.
You do. Well, that's a pretty big upset, actually.
Yeah.
Coconino's a very good team, and I know that one of the things that they're playing for in the back of their minds is a rematch with the Lobos too.
Well, that was a long time ago.
It was.
Eight sacks in that matchup, and very few since. What has changed with Snowflake's offensive line?
Well, that was their first outing this year, and they're young. With obviously talked a lot about how we graduated everybody. So they had a lot to learn against a very aggressive, very good Coconino defensive line. And they've come a long way since then. We've seen them come together, and LaDuke tonight, for example, there were a few missed blocks on some blitzes and things, but most of the time he had the time to do what he needed to do in the backfield, and when they did try to throw the ball, and they're opening holes for Brenner and Jacob, and running the sweeps with the reverses with Christian. And
couple more scores. ALA West has opened up a 28-14 advantage at Combs. That is a little bit of a surprise just because that defense is so tough.
Yeah, ALA West has they've been an up and down team.
Yeah.
We saw them early in the season, and they lost here, but then they had some big wins and then some other big losses after some just surprising losses. But they're a threat. That Combs defense is no joke. That's a surprising score right there.
Arcadia is leading St. Mary's 50-19. Gila Ridge 42, Estrella Foothills 14.
Yeah.
St. John's has gone final against Arizona Lutheran 13-10. And I think that we need a show low score before we sign off. Round Valley 42, Chrisman nothing. That's a final. This game's still going. Marcos Deniza 20, Paradise Honors 14.
Yeah.
And Sholo fell 21-0.
Shout out to Sholo. I enjoyed watching them play. I'm glad we got the chance to do that last week and see them. And they battled hard. That Benjamin Franklin team, to hold them to 21 points that's a shout out to Sholo and their defense, and those guys, most of them are playing both ways. A lot of heart on that team, and it's been fun to watch them and the other 3A and St. John's and the 2A mountain teams this year.
Yeah.
So they've all done a great job, and some of them still going.
All right. Final score, last call here at Snowflake 35-0. The Lobos win in advance, and it's not yet official, it seems, but Micah Mountain is coming up for a quarterfinal matchup. And then, question mark. Bradshaw Mountain looks like it's going to drop one here in the quarterfinals. So,
all Micah Mountain, that's the whole focus.
That's right
now, 1 week at a time.
For everybody who's been involved here, I'm Derek Palmer. We'll be back with you next week. Until then, be happy and safe.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pinetop and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Niemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.